Welcome to the video for the Million Women Mentoring web portal for companies put together by Million Women Mentoring Kentucky. Alright, so this is actually where you get started. Again, there are 3 different mechanisms for getting involved with the Million Women Mentoring. You can do so as an individual, as a STEM mentor. You can also be a girl-serving organization, but this video is really going to focus on whether or not you represent or are part of a company that would like to be involved. So why is it that we're hoping companies will be involved with this mentoring movement? The reason why is because that's where the job experience comes from. And those are the kinds of groups that we think can really build inside of a company with a little bit of encouragement from the company, or also some of the grassroots excitement from the people that work there, but really making this more impactful in terms of getting our numbers really increasing. So mentor companies and associations can have local affiliate organizations, and then we can also have mentor companies can have employees sign up through private employee sign up web link. So you can actually also coordinate having an account but having your employees do their own signing up. And again, the whole goal of the Million Women Mentoring is to be able to match up the mentors with the mentees. Now there's 2 different kinds of company accounts. The first I can talk about is the centralized mentoring. And the little graphic at the bottom really tells you what's going on. It's the company that does all the talking through Million Women Mentor, matching to the nonprofits, and then also reporting back to Million Women Mentoring. So in this case, you handle arranging the mentoring for your employees. This means you're also going to report the total mentoring for your employees, and this also means that your employees aren't actually signing up. They're going to be keeping track of their mentoring in another mechanism. And it just kind of depends on what kind of company and what kind of employees you have as to what you would like to do. Now, in my opinion, what we really want is to have really big companies, and if we're going to have really big companies participating in this, we're going to have something where the employees can do their own reporting. So that's also an option. You can also have an employee self-directed mentoring program. In this case, the employees, you can see with the graphic at the bottom, are actually going to be more in charge of taking advantage of the matching that Million Women Mentoring has available, and also doing the reporting. The company can also pull reports and see how things are going and be able to reward employees, or talk about other things that are important with mentoring, or develop other programs, but the employees are the ones that have the day-to-day dealings with Million Women Mentoring as far as the matching and the reporting of their mentoring efforts. Alright, so I just have 2 examples here of what you might see in terms of a centralized mentoring and then also a self-directed mentoring. In this case, Toyota actually here in Kentucky has a really great already existing mentoring program where the company really encourages their employees to participate in mentoring. Toyota has been able to take advantage of Million Women Mentoring and using some of their tools, sharing things with their employees about best practices for Million Women mentoring, and they also get feedback as to how much their employee are actually doing. Now at the same time, if you think about something like the University of Kentucky College of Engineering, we actually have an employee self-directed mentoring. You can probably, it makes perfect sense, right? The folks that are working at the university are doing a lot of mentoring. They're working with people in the lab or their advisors, and on a university level, we want to be able to count those people. But because it's not an additional obligation to their job, it's actually part of their job, it makes a little bit more sense for the employees to actually do the relationship with Million Women Mentoring. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. I'm including these slides just so we can take a second to sort of think about some of the examples that we might have of companies that are involved with Million Women Mentoring and why they would choose to do something like a centralized mentoring versus an employee self-directed mentoring. So in here, in example, I have Ada. Ada works for a large engineering company, Incorporated. She has organized a group of coworkers and are looking for mentoring opportunities. So this is really sort of the grassroots idea. This is the idea that the employees are self-assembling, and while it might spread and there may be a whole bunch of employees, since we don't necessarily at this level have company buy-in. She wouldn't want to sign up as a company because then she would have to do all of the reporting and so on. So in this case, what she would want to do is sign up her company as a employee self-directed mentoring, and then every time one of her coworkers signs up, then they would be responsible for their own mentoring. Now, she could still go back in and pull some of the data on a company level and be able to maybe use it as an indication of how the company should go ahead and do a centralized mentoring program. But in that case, when you're really talking about it getting started with the employees, I think the best thing to do is the employee self-directed mentoring. The next one I have is Shonda has just signed up for an outreach program with her employer. There's the key. Her employer already has the program, and they're the ones that are really supporting the advancement of this program. Especially when you start reading into things like she's going to be matched. She's not going to get to choose. Someone's going to pick it for her, and she's also obligated to meet with the mentee at least 1 hour a week. Maybe that's a little bit on the extreme side as far as having the requirements, but that really gives you an example of a situation where it would definitely be company-based, because the company would want to be keeping track of getting all of those numbers in. All right, well, here are two more examples. In the first one, Marie owns a small manufacturing company with a strong track record of outreach. She wants to sign up for Million Women Mentoring, but doesn't want to burden her employees with using the portal or signing up individually. So she doesn't want her employees to have their own accounts, which means she's going to have to sign up as a company. What I think is interesting about this example is I remember thinking that the company centralized mentoring was always meant for really large companies, but this is an example of when it can actually be really good for a small company who just doesn't want the employees to have to take care of the individual things. The next one is Shelley is an astronomer who's been officially been mentoring in her free time for years. So we've got somebody who's already passionate about mentoring. She just started a new job at Star University and wants to expand her outreach by joining other Star University faculty in a pool of mentors. So there's already existing people that are doing the mentoring, a group of employees. This group is available to a student group on campus that focuses on retention rate of underrepresented students in STEM. So this is actually going to be two examples. So we've got this pool of mentors, and they're working at a university. So being a mentor is even part of their job, to reach out to students and support them. So I think it makes more sense to go ahead and sign up for the company that is employee self-directed mentoring. So the individual faculty are actually going to have the one-on-one relationship with Million Women Mentoring, doing the matching and the reporting. Now the student group on campus is interesting too because they can actually sign up as well. The question is whether or not they're going to be mentee providing or mentee or mentor providing, right? Because they could still be working as mentors with younger girls, or they could still need mentors from more experienced women. So this group could actually sign up for two accounts. One account would be a company account where they have mentors to provide, and the other would be a nonprofit where they would have mentees to provide. So, I picture this the type of thing where, within the context of the group, they've got a vice president for Million Women Mentoring, and maybe that vice president keeps track of both accounts, or maybe there are co-vice presidents and they have to keep track of the two accounts. But this way you've got one person and one account, and they're kind of keeping track of all of the employees. So the good news about what is it that you can get access on. Now, if you're an individual or if you're a company, you can go ahead and get information about the number of affiliates that you're working with, the number of pledges you have. You can also keep track of the mentoring matches that are offered and accepted, also how much mentoring has been completed, the number of individuals mentored. And then there's also avenues for the people that your employees to give feedback and report on the mentoring they might be doing outside of the program that you actually have going on at your company. Because as we all know, sometimes people who are really good at mentoring, they may do so within a program inside of their company, but they're probably doing it somewhere else as well. All right, well, hopefully I've given you enough information to get you excited about signing up as a company in the Million Women Mentoring program. All right, so here's a couple of questions and issues that have come up in the past, so I thought I'd include them. The question is, what type of account should employees use? So employees all have individual accounts. They're just linked to the company account. So what you want to do is have one account for the company and let the employees have their own accounts. Now you can also have one account for various company locations if that makes sense, but really you only want to have one company account. The next question, can I both provide mentors and request mentors with one account? No, actually you need to count one account as a company. The company is going to be providing the mentors, and one account as a nonprofit. That nonprofit is going to be the ones that are looking for mentors. The other question is, how can I have multiple accounts? Well, the way the system works is each account requires a unique email address, so you just have to have different email addresses. Thankfully, additional email addresses are pretty easy to get these days. Thank you for watching the video. Hopefully it answered some of your questions about the different kinds of company accounts that are available for the Million Women Mentoring web portal. I'm Zariana Krofchek. I'm the state lead for Kentucky Million Women Mentoring, and if you want any more information about what they are about or what they can provide for you, check out their website. Have a great day.